So welcome, Stewart Harrison, founding trustee of the Gibraltar Digital Skills Academy, CyberCenturion team lead, and former teacher at Bayside School, head of the physics department. Really happy to see you and welcome you to the Startup Grind 5-minute features, because we have been working together and I love everything you do at the Academy. So I want you to tell us a little bit about how you're doing. You've almost reached the first year at the Academy. So 10, 11 months on, what has happened?
So much has happened. And my plan has not gone to plan at all. It's actually got better than expected in many respects. No, I think we've learned a lot of things along the way. Some things have worked, some things have failed. But in honesty, I think we've grown massively into areas that we didn't think we were able to reach when we first started. And we've got more students enrolled than we imagined. We're offering more courses than we thought we'd imagined, more certifications offered than we could imagine. So again, everything that we kind of thought was going to work has actually worked better than what we envisaged. So it has been a fantastic success. Obviously, there's been some failures along the way. Not all of the projects and ideas have actually come to like fruition. But as expected, again, it's a startup. It's a new thing. Again, not everything is going to work out. And you've got to take the hits on that one as well, but not everything's going to work. So
that's fantastic, because it's very true that when you launch a new project or a startup, when you have the first ideas, you always have to adapt to the different issues and the people that you're trying to solve a problem for. So going back a little bit to your days as a teacher, as a former educator, what does the Digital Skills Academy aim to do?
Its aims were, it was the way it started was, and it continues, is the fact that the private sector had a massive requirement for skills, and there was a massive skills gap, and they were using competitions as a way to entice students, get a feel for the different industries, which obviously appealed to me loads, and my students really got into it. So what we did was, obviously, the academy is we just turbocharged that idea. No, so obviously we continue with a cybersecurity school, continue competing. Again, that gives the kids a massive insight into the industry. But obviously now we've gone into programming as well, and we're obviously going certifications which are aligned with what the industry needs as well. So here we are looking at the needs of industry and just trying to bridge that gap in the best way possible, in the most engaging way possible as well. It's going to have everyone just sat at laptops doing online courses. I think education is more to it. Who's teaching you, who's instructing you, who's inspiring you. You don't get that, I think, from just an online course. So again, it's great engagement that we've been having, and again, the results are for all to see, really, I think.
So the Academy is also catering for a broad range of age groups. So we have seen some youngsters attending courses throughout the summer. You're also going to start offering more specific industry related courses for older people this year. Going into 2023. So tell us a little bit about the offering.
So I think there's two parts to the puzzle. Obviously, one is the youth development. So obviously inspiring children to actually think about careers in tech. That's going to take time. I don't think it's something we're going to solve in 5 minutes. I think education, there's so many aspects of education, not just learning skills per se, maturity levels, teamwork, organization, all these things take lots of time. So obviously, part of all the youth development is developing these core skills for the workplace. And that will take time, inspiring them into those types of careers. And, because there are very good careers that already exist in Gibraltar. Again, why should we deviate from the norm? So it's actually quite hard to try and to create a new well-defined path. And we're trying to do. I think that's starting to come out. Obviously, we are already seeing former students actually going into the tech industry as careers. So slowly it's working. But you're looking at, we had over 100 students this year attend Academy. If only 20% of those kids were to go into tech, you're talking about quite a large wave in the next few years that are going to actually come and hit tech industry, and hopefully that will close the skills gap. But then obviously right now we also have the now problem, the skills gap which exists today. No one can wait for the students to go through. So what we're doing is now we're trying to get adult courses Now, that many issues with other courses, again, I've tried a few already, it hasn't really worked out. This one is going to be a full-time adult course. It will have a training wage on it. It will give them internationally recognized qualifications from Microsoft. And we've done it in conjunction with Playtech, one of Gibraltar's gaming companies. And they've actually come on board and said, look, these are the types of things we're looking for, these certifications that we're looking for. And I know they helped us find a trainer for it. So we built this course, we've got the trainer, and now it's about bringing the right candidates into the room. Again, hasn't been the most tech savvy. We're looking for a wide range of successful candidates who we feel will actually complete this course, and then we'll obviously move straight into employment, which has already been established. That when they finish the course, they will have a job in one of Gibraltar's many tech companies already. So that's all good to go, and that will, in 3-4 months, you're gonna be having like a boot camp style, having people with the right qualifications, the right skill sets, and jobs at the end of it ready to go in and start closing the skills gap. In the short term, it doesn't stop there. Obviously, yes, they will start doing their help desk IT technician course, but what we want them to do is so they get into the tech industry, and then from there they will flourish. They will then look at, actually, I'm more into programming, I'm more into networking, I'm more into cybersecurity. Whatever it is that they're more into, then at least they'll have the first step through the door, and then the companies they find themselves in will actually help them flourish and meet their full potential. So, and then that will obviously hit a different skill set and other job vacancies which exist in the companies as well. So again, it's a two-prong attack. Obviously, the long-term youth development, and I think Gibraltar in a few years' time will have a huge amount of youth ready to come take up their careers. I think for Gibraltar PLC, fantastic.
Yeah.
But then in the short term, we are trying to tackle with partnerships with the private sector, trying to tackle that short term skills gap as well, because they do need to employ people like today. They can't wait years.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, 100%. This is the new wave of what Gibraltar needs. Well, we say new wave, but it's been a gap that's been quite present for a number of years. One of the other activities we've seen this year that I feel is very exciting, especially looking at the NFT and blockchain activity around Gibraltar. Tell us a little bit about the esports programs.
No, the esports was completely off my radar, and it's taken me a while to get my head around it. And actually, with Charles from Gevga giving me a push and all of his insights to see that the world of esports is absolutely huge. It's one of the biggest growing industries right now, especially in Asia and Europe and the US. So we looked into it, and we kind of seen that there are so many different careers linked to esports. I think gaming has a bit of a stigma to it, and an incorrect stigma to it. So what we're trying to do is do a number of things with it, obviously, to inspire children to look at esports as a career, not just as a pastime. Again, you can be looking at things like software development, game design, streaming, coaching. There's a whole one. There's the amount of different careers are linked to esports is absolutely huge. So you've got all of that, and then at the same time, it's creating the space of how to game safely as well, and how to be responsible. So we went to university, we spoke to their safe gaming unit, and they produced a paper that looks at all of the pitfalls that could be associated with esports. And obviously what we're looking is how to educate people to game safely, So again, it's huge, because then you look at NFTs, you're looking at all these new world careers which are coming about. And it all starts, I think, at grassroots. It starts out in school. It's just what you learn and what you're inspired to do. So we're very confident that our new esports, it's called the Digital Athletes Academy. Because I think it's not just about gaming. You are an athlete. Esports, it is a sport. It's a recognized sport. It's in the Commonwealth Games. Because it's a sport, then you're an athlete if you're competing in esports. So, and then obviously give them a training, give them the training platform. We've got some of Gibraltar's top gamers who are going to be actual coaching these guys in, I think, and they can act not only as good coach, actually as role models as well. Obviously, we'll have a code of conduct where we'll look at how to game safely, get them really into the games or into gaming, how to be great streamers, how to be great organizers, organize your own events, all that type of stuff. I think is all the skills that can be embedded into esports it was done correctly. Then also you also have an actual BTEC in esports as well. Again, we'll want to roll that out in a year's time and start actually, actually offering qualifications in the areas of which we teach. I think the programming we've got quite sussed out now. Cybersecurity, I think we've got a few ideas on how we can certify our kids and esports the same. There's plenty of stuff for them to actually walk out of here, not just better gamers, but actually have qualifications that they can actually take into the workplace and inspire them to these different areas of work. So that's an opportunity. I think it's very new. I think it's going to take a bit of convince people to actually to see the benefits. But again, we're really confident that if we can explain it to people and people can see the broader picture that is involved with esports and gaming, then everyone will see the massive benefits that do exist with esports. Again, the huge role it can actually play. It's current, it's futuristic. Everyone is engaged in gaming, so we can use it as a tool for good, not just as the stigma of what a gamer seems to have. It's not like that at all. There's so much good in it, and we want to bring that out.
Yeah. So it's about turning it around a little bit. The fact that we all see how youngsters today are sort of stuck to their gaming consoles and playing games online all the time, sort of giving it a positive spin. I'm very excited to hear more about this, and we'll be hosting the first anniversary of the Academy next month. So can't wait to hear everything else that is happening and all the new projects. It sounds super exciting and innovative. So the one thing I will say is, once again, the Gibraltar Digital Skills Academy is a charity, and it depends on funding from many of the private sector and anyone else who wants to support. And you have been doing tremendously valuable work for our community, and thank you so much. You know that I personally am always here to support and really, really appreciate everything that you do. And really, thank you for being here today. We can't wait to celebrate your first year with you, Stewart.
Well, thank you, and thanks for your continuous support. Sometimes you come into a place you want to give up, and I think anyone who has a startup probably comes to the point at least 10 times in a year, come to the point of like, why am I here? Let's just stop now. It's not going to work again. And people like yourselves are what kind of keep on pushing you through those. It's not a perfect ride. It is not a straight line gradient upwards. It is a lot of hard work. So again, which is fantastic.
Thank you so much, and always keep going.
Sure, thank you.